And security expert Kabiru Adamu joins me on the news to discuss this worrying development. Good to have you join us, Kabiru Adamu. Now, this is no news because in 2019, UNICEF disclosed that more than 3,500 children were recruited by armed militants, and we're still hearing about this kind of situation today. Why do we have this recurrence of this kind of situation?
In two basic reasons. The first one is that these groups, terrorist groups, especially one as ferocious as the Islamic State in West Africa province and the Jamaat al-Ahal al-Dawati wal-Jihad, operate outside conventional, both national and international law. And so what we recognize as our ideals, human ideals, they do not recognize it. It is a principle, universal principle, enshrined in almost all the charters by the UN and all the other multilateral organizations that child soldiers are not allowed. But because they operate outside of this charter, they do that. The second reason is succession. They know that they will die one day, either by the brutal force they are using or out of natural consequences. And so they want people to carry on with what they are doing. And who best to carry on beyond children that they are teaching whatever ideals that they are trying to propagate.
But doesn't that then mean that we need to assess the capacity of our current child protection structures?
Beyond that, if we look at our national security strategy, which was launched in 2014, it's a very comprehensive document that tells us what to do to tackle terrorism. It has both the kinetic component, which is the military warfare that we're seeing currently, and then the other one that we're not even talking about. It's called countering violent extremism. Now, this CVE, in short, it's a globally recognized measure for tackling terrorism. And what it would do, it would reduce groups to recruit, especially child soldiers like this. I want to take us as far back as 2012. When the current phase and cycle of terrorism in Nigeria started. At that time, the group had Facebook pages, and on that Facebook pages, it was posting child soldiers, showing the training protocols it was putting these child soldiers into. So if our CVE approach had been functional, we would have helped in reducing recruitment of children into the group. The more difficult one are the children that are given birth by the commanders or members of the groups themselves, because they're already inside the group. So how do you now remove them from outside the group? But for the new ones that will go in, CVE would have taken care of it effectively. And so my recommendation would be beyond protection of child rights by parents and the government. This countering violent extremism approach should be funded and implemented fully, 100%.
So in 2019, the Nigerian army recovered or rescued some children that were also taken by Boko Haram and then returned them to the UNICEF and Borno State government for rehabilitation and reintegration. So how confident are you that some of these children will be rescued by the army?
Very difficult. Like I said, the ones that are being forcefully conscripted, it may be easy to rescue them. But the ones that were given birth to by the commanders of the group and who would be inside the group and would be seeing all this ideological, campaigning and other things, it will be very, very difficult, especially if we accept that the root causes of terrorism have not been addressed. Poverty, illiteracy, the climate change issues that are still existing within the community. So the work of the government, as it were, is cut out for it. We need to address the root causes of terrorism in a clear and transparent manner if these children will be rescued, like fully, 100%. Because even if you return them to the society and those root causes still exist, then the possibility of them returning to these evil ways is very, very high.
Security expert Kabiru Adamu, thanks for talking to us.
Thank you for having me. Stay safe.